All right. Hello, everyone. Good afternoon. Hope everyone is having an amazing day so far. I wish everybody nothing but success. Do me a favor when you jump on, please drop your name, your business name, where you are tuning in from. We got very special live this afternoon. I know I say that with everyone, but this is extremely special. Excited to have this person on here. Just honored that he even said yes to get on here because he's very busy. He has a lot of gems to drop. So literally make sure you have your pen and paper handy. Listen, I got my pen right here, got my paper right here. He gonna be dropping a lot of gems. If you gotta do it on the iPad, digitally, however you gotta take notes, make sure that you are taking them because it's gonna be a very, very special live. So let me see. I don't think he joined yet, but let me. Oh yeah, okay, here we go. Doing this.
Hey,
Hey, Lamar, what's going on? How you doing, man?
good man. I'm finally on here. Ryan thought you was discriminating, thought you being racist against me or something, man. I ain't know.
That's facts, man. You definitely should have been the first person that I asked to get on here. But like even when I started doing this, like it was really impromptu. Like it wasn't like necessarily planned. It was just like, my friends or clients or, other entrepreneurs that we know and have in common. Just like, hey, let's just jump on, let's have a discussion. But now I'm trying to really make it like, systematic and consistent. So thank you so much for just coming on. I know you're extremely busy.
Nah, man, excited to be here and talk to the people.
All right. So I always like to ask this question first. It feels weird asking you because I feel like everybody knows who you are. But, and something you always say is never assume people know who you are. So always
Yeah.
introduce yourself like that. So for those that don't know, if they've been hiding under a rock, if you're a Black entrepreneur and you don't know who this person is, shame on you. But for those that don't know, of course, introduce yourself, who you are, where you're from, and so forth.
Sure. Lamar Tyler, creator and founder of Traffic Sales and Profit, help entrepreneurs do three things: drive more traffic, convert more sales, grow more profit in their businesses. In the home of TSP Live, TSP Game Plans, right? Two live events we do each year in Atlanta, TSP Mastermind, TSP Propel, and doing everything we can to help grow and scale Black businesses to the next level.
Yeah, I love that. All right, so I see folks joining. Hey, everyone, do me a favor, y'all. Share this out. Tag somebody needs to be here. It's a very important conversation, especially for Black entrepreneurs. It's a lot of wisdom and gems going to be dropped. So, of course, while I wanted to have this conversation, I appreciate you so much. I know I tell you all the time, and of course, want to say publicly, I literally, and this is cliche. And not just you, of course, Ronnie and the entire team and TSP and everybody at Solid New Media. So literally, I just really want to thank you and appreciate everything that you do.
Oh no, no problem, man. Thank you for being a part of the movement and you too, right? Because it was weird and was different about our community is it ain't just we help people. Like we help somebody, like you come in, but now look at all the other people you helping inside the ecosystem, help the ecosystem move too. So again, thank you for pointing to the community as well, for real.
Yeah, of course. Anybody knows anybody, I talk to or work with or just connect with, and anybody that I know outside, like I'm pulling them in. I'm like, if you're not in this, if you have a business, like whatever you do in entrepreneur lane, like if you are not in this community, like you have to be there. So I try to get as many people as possible in here. So I do want to go way back for a minute, even prior to BMWK, because I know this is something that you don't talk about a lot, and a lot of people may not even know. Can you share, from what you can share, of some of your business background or some of your ventures, even before BMWK? If people don't know what BMWK is, of course, you want to talk about that. And,
Yeah.
baby that became an adult that finally, gave to someone else, and it couldn't be a better two individuals to take that over, which you can talk about. But can you share a little bit about your business background prior to Black and Married with Kids, too?
Great question. Something most people don't normally bring up, right? So we've been doing traffic sales and profit. What I talked about now since 2015, right? So we've been doing that for going on 7 years here, and it's been amazing. The growth in 7 years has been phenomenal. I talk about the conferences we said TSP Live in June for 47 people at the first event to like 1,000 in the room, and hundreds more virtually at the last event. But before then, we did do different things. We had blackandmarriedwithkids.com before then, which BMWK, which we called it, was the largest African-American marriage and parenting site on the web. And that's we learned a lot about marketing, about how to sell, right? We sold ebooks, audiobooks, courses. We sold documentary films. We learned about how to leverage audience, how to build audience, how to keep them engaged on Facebook and online, how to get them to come out and come to a live event, pay for a live event, how to bundle up products and vend. I mean, it was so many lessons in the business itself, which is the core foundation of a lot of what we teach today. But even before then, like I've been an entrepreneur at heart. Not heart. You know, people use the entrepreneur word a little loosely. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I got a passion. I'm an entrepreneur. Not quite yet, right? You got to make the money, but you know, when I look at that, I knew from a young age I want to be an entrepreneur. So I just spent that time trying to go out and figure out exactly what was it, right? From one business to the next. I've done parties in the past. I've done events in the past. I owned, with my family, right? We owned 2 dump trucks in the past. I had a CDL, had to get the dump trucks around. You know, we'd be down in PG County, Maryland, right? Fort Washington. You know, move on forward. Like that was where I learned a lot about hiring and managing employees. Because let me tell you something. These little internet employees ain't got nothing on some truck drivers. Let me just people be complaining about their little graphic artist,
Right.
little funnel builder, my little copywriter. Let me tell you something. You talking about hard to find good help, boy. You try to get you a driver. Let me tell you, this is something I learned in the truck driving industry. All the best drivers either A, got their own trucks, or B, work for corporations, big corporations that pay them a whole lot of money with a whole lot of benefits.
Right.
I heard there, right? But the moral of the story is, through these different business ventures, none of them at the time blew up like I thought they would or like I wanted them to, but it was a lesson that I could take from every single one. A lesson about how to hire people, how to work with people. A lesson about, you know, legally what we had to do with the business, what we had to do with taxes and things like that, right? Look, somebody said facts, and that truck driver piece of telling me that's a different life. But you know, like with BMWK, we learn how to market and sell. So never discount, for everybody watching, never discount where you are. Never discount what you're going through. Never discount what you've been through. Hey, definitely don't discount your 9 to 5.
Right.
Discount the 9 to 5, Ryan. But all of those different pieces are the pieces that build you into the entrepreneur that you will become and help you build the business that you will have. So that when we did all of those things, when we launched Black and Married Kids, we were able to really solidify it, move it fast, and grow it bigger than anything else because of that past experience, right? Then we're able to grow that, launch that, and then exit and sell that that brand, right? And then now we're doing the same thing with traffic, sales, and profit, being able to leverage everything we learned with Black and Married Kids and just kind of keeping the wheel going.
I love that. So how many of y'all that know Lamar knew that background prior to BMWK? Because like I said, I knew a little bit, like you'll loosely say little stuff, but like haven't really talked about it too much. And I know, like you said, like all that shapes, you know, where you are to this day. And I love what you said about, you know, don't discount your 9 to 5. And, you know, that's something that I hear some people, quit your job, be your own boss. Like, it's a lot of lingo and stuff online. But at the same time, like, it's so many skills that you learn from your 9 to 5. The money from your 9 to 5 can literally fund your venture when you do, have your own business and, want to actually have your own company. There's so many different things that people miss. And I wish that I would have known that earlier as well, because I was kind of a rebel and just kind of jumped out there flat first. And I was a big learning curve, coming in. And people that don't know me, prior to the Funnel Doctor, I did have a different business doing financial stuff, information products, had a book, but it was like a lot of lessons learned, because coming in, I knew nothing about business. My whole growing up was like, you go to school, you go to college, you get a job, you work there, you retire after 40 years. Nothing was about business and revenue and consistent revenue and hiring and leadership and so many other things that you talk about, so I love that as well. And I'm also curious, how did you get into like direct response marketing? Because there you can be an entrepreneur, but not necessarily a marketer. And, you are literally the best marketer that I personally know. So, like, what was that? Like, how did you actually become like a master marketer?
What it was unfortunately trial and error, right? And now whenever I get into anything, whenever I get into anything, first thing I'm doing is like, how can I buy my way access?
Right.
Patient access to the audience, like I just want to buy my way access to everything. But when I started, it really was trial and error. And where I really got in direct responses with that Black and Married Kids brand we talked about. Because we had built an audience. We actually had an organic audience of people that was a great, huge audience, right? In today's standards. We had great content. We had like 40 plus freelance writers. We had an administrative team. What's up, Amber, right? We were dropping it and killing it. The problem was we weren't making real money. So straddling between like a 9 to 5 that was, extremely busy. I ran the IT department of a TV station in DC, so it was like a busy job. But at the same time, this business we were growing was demanding more and more of me. So it became the kind of, cause a problem and things was butting up against each other. But I couldn't make the jump unless I had money to actually make the jump, because I had a wife. We had 4 small kids, all under the age of 11. So I had to figure it out. But one of the turning points, and this is why events are so important, right? This is why I'm big on people coming to the events and getting in and being in the room. Because one of my friends here in Atlanta said, Lamar, you need to come to this internet marketing event. So I was like, I respect it. So I said, all right, cool, I'm going to come check it out. And I went, wasn't a whole lot of people like me, wasn't a whole lot of brothers and sisters, let's say, right? But I was in there getting the information. But what I was hearing blew my mind, Ryan. Because what these people were is they were paid. People talking about, they got this email list of 1,000 people, 2,000 people, and all the thousands of dollars they were making, every month. And they were, selling this stuff, and they were sending out emails and doing webinars and having memberships and making all this dough. Meanwhile, we had tens, if not hundreds of thousands of people coming to the site, right, every single month at that point. And we were only making a fraction of the type of dollars they were making. You know what I'm saying? Talking about things they were doing in the launch that we were doing in a complete entire year. And you know what? If I can really harness this, what they talking about, if I can get my hands on this stuff, really learn more about it, then, I'll be able to like really take this thing off and get serious about it. And that's what it was, like going to that first event, getting education. Later on connected with my mentor, right, Jermaine Griggs, and finding out, okay, his brother, he actually reached out to me first because he saw we were using Infusionsoft. And he had signed up for the marriage stuff. But he said, hold up, I got this email saying Infusionsoft, but a whole lot of people don't know about that. What you doing? So, we connect, we start talking. I ended up getting in this course and learning, from him, right? So look, I talked about a conference. I talked about a coach. I'm dropping nuggets. I don't know if the people catching them, but I'm dropping. This is my story.
Right.
I'm telling my story to millions, y'all. It ain't got to be your story, but I'm telling you my story. So I went to an event. Then I got a coach, right? Then I got into the courses. I got the information. But it began to change everything because we literally had, and I see this a lot of times, people come in inside of Traffic Sales Profit. We literally had done all the hard work. It's just that we was like 2 or 3 steps off the path of where we needed to be. And we just needed somebody, something, right, to move us and direct us those 2 or 3 steps back into the path of success, the path of money, the path of prosperity, the path of opportunity, right, the path of profit. All of it. We just were 2, 3 steps off. We had the people, we had the audience, we had the traffic. We just couldn't get to the money. And then when somebody told us, hey, like, just come over here, look at these things, implement these things like this, then we was able to say, all right, you know what, this is where the money is. Then we got serious and we doubled down. And I got into more books around marketing. I got into more conferences because then I'm like, hold up, right? I need to learn more. And I realized that there was a direct relation between every time I showed up at an event, I would make more money. Every time I got with a coach, I would make more money. Every time I got in the mastermind, I would make more money. So guess what? From that day on, I always made sure I did. And even now, you know this, right? Because we be hanging out half the time. I'm still going to, right? I'm still in masterminds. You know this, right? Like all the stuff I'm talking about, I learned then changed my life. Oh man, you ain't even asking all this.
Go ahead.
They might not be ready for this. All the things I talked about right now changed my life. But check this out. If something changed my life, why would I stop doing it? You ain't asking that part. You might not want me to go there. Literally, right? Let's think about this, everybody in Instagram land. If something changes your life, why would you stop doing it? So when I realized that the key for me was courses, was education, was information, was coaches, was masterminds, was all these things, I ain't not been in any of them things since. Meanwhile, right, somebody be hooked up with the right person, the right thing, getting the right information, getting paid in the process, and they always looking for the exit ramp of like, when can I jump off? I'm always looking, and it is the perfect conversation. Ryan, I be talking, people don't know, but Ryan really know. Ryan see me, right? I be when we done hung out before at place. He see me at the conferences. He see the masterminds I'm in. He see me be like, yeah, I'm signing up for this because I need to get. I don't even need everything. I just need that one nugget that they got, right? Man, when you invest in yourself, everything changes.
I love that. I hope y'all catching these. I know some people on here saying we ready. Christina said, yeah, we ready. And we're on here. Let me reset the room like we on Clubhouse. If you did, I am talking to Lamar Tyler, the founder of Traffic Sales and Profit. Amazing community. They do live events, have a mastermind, which we can talk about more as well. But just all around good brother that has just helped me so much. So I definitely just want to say that. Now I want to flip it a little bit, and we'll come back to marketing in a minute. I want to flip it a little bit. What I also love about everything you do is it's not just about marketing. You know what I mean? And I can say, like, me personally, like even like before years ago, I'd be like, we talk about other stuff and be like, I want to hear more about funnel stuff. I want to hear more about ads and stuff like that. But you talk a lot about, systems and, bringing people like Brian ran in like 12-week year and everything that's Ronnie helped me. Because when I started my agency, I do nothing. Like I didn't know about com boards and, teamwork and using Asana and onboarding and offboarding and like just that whole part of it and like structure and stuff like that. So I love what you do around like structure and systems, and annual planning, and how it's just not just about sales and marketing, because the actual business structure and the principles are so important as well. And like I said in the beginning, I didn't get that. I was like, I want to come in TSP and I want to know everything about marketing and sales. And I don't want to necessarily hear a 12-week year. I don't necessarily want to hear about all this stuff. Transparently me saying that. But now I'm like the opposite. Like I want to hear that part. I know the sales and marketing, as much as I can get to and keep growing. But will talk to me like, why is that so important as well?
Yeah, it's important, and I feel like a lot of people do a disservice to entrepreneurs. Most people that tell entrepreneurs they're going to teach them about business really don't teach them about business.
Right.
Or most say, hey, you know what? I got a mastermind, I got a program, I got a conference around business. It's really about business. Everything is always about sales and marketing only. But the problem with sales and marketing is, yourself, you just alluded to a little bit, right? Is that when you start selling and when you start marketing, right? The cool thing is that you can get people in to make money. That's the easy part. But once you get those people that make money, all hell about to break loose in your business. To a point where you can't do all the fulfillment that you were doing before when you didn't have, all those sales and all those leads and people coming in the door. Then you got to figure out, hey, you know what? Who can I hire? How should I hire them? How much should I pay them when I hire them, right? What's the positions they going to play? How can I bring build chemistry? How can I make sure they're doing what they're supposed to do? How can I make sure that legally I'm protecting what we need to do? My accounting is right. My so it everything together that you have the success that you need. And for everybody watching like that, like it literally is that, right? Like when you talk about business is so much more than just going out and making sales. So much more than going out and making sales. So like we got to start to focus on the fact that, hey, you know what? My goal shouldn't just be to be self-employed where I go, right? I go and I just do what I was doing for my job, and now I'm doing it for myself. My goal is to build an actual enterprise. And with an enterprise, I need staff, I need team, I need books, I need my financials straight, I need opportunities, so then we can begin to grow and scale. Yeah. So, all right. Can you hear me, Ryan?
Yeah, I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Okay. Yeah, it was a little bit delayed. Okay.
All right, good. Can you hear me good?
Yeah, I can find out.
All right, good. All right, shout out to everybody on. I see OG, Dr. Boyce just joined, so shout out to him. I wouldn't know who you were if it wasn't for him in the Black Wealth
Right.
Boot, stuff like that. Like that's actually how the connection was made. So shout out to Dr. Boyce, just joined. So like I said, I love how you are so focused on providing jobs and opportunities in our community. You know what I mean? And I know like that's so important because a lot of people, they're great talent, but in certain corporations or anything like that, like they may not be accepted. And nobody else is going to close the wealth gap and hire our people but ourselves. Most people hire people that look like them, and I'm not necessarily mad at them for that. So we definitely got to do it ourselves. So can you just talk about just a little bit about like how that drives you so much and the importance of like hiring people and not necessarily just contractors, nothing wrong with that, but actually W-2 employees and giving them benefits and actually introducing them to things about wealth and all that stuff as well.
Yeah, you mentioned something earlier, right? You're talking about, for one, we criminalize 9-to-5 jobs, right? And it's so bad if you work a 9-to-5, right? It's so terrible. But most of the time, it's not bad you working 9 to 5. It may just be who you working at 9 to 5 for.
Mm.
And at some point, right, somebody got to be real and be like, hey, everybody's not an entrepreneur. And I love it because I think, I don't know Boyce so long, but, I heard Boyce one time speaking to the fact that, like when you talk about building wealth and wealth creation, it doesn't always happen in the form of entrepreneurship or business ownership in the way we think it does. It doesn't always have to be like I go out, I hang my shingle up, and I do X, Y, and Z. It could be I'm take the money from my 9 to 5 and I invest that into businesses, right? I become an investor, and that's the real goal, not to be a self-employed entrepreneur, but to actually be an investor in businesses, right? Or at least a real business owner, not just self-employed. So when we talk about that, like my dream is not to live a laptop lifestyle. My dream is to employ more people that look like me because most people hire people that look like them, right? People from their own communities. I know that in my community, we have high unemployment. So if I want to do something about it, the best thing I can do is create a real enterprise where we actually provide jobs and we can hire other people. The best thing I can do is go raise up a whole entire community of people where they can go out and do the same things in their communities, whether it's Philly, whether it's the South Side of Chicago, whether it's the DMV, whether it's Houston, Dallas, or wherever else, right? Because the need is there. At some point, we can't say, or at some point we have to say that, guess what? The government ain't coming to save our communities. Guess what? Which party, right? It ain't gonna happen. Guess what? It ain't no nonprofits coming to save us. So who can save it? Entrepreneurs. Like we literally can pump economic dollars back into our communities. We can do the other part of circulating the black dollar. Everybody talk about circulating the black dollar is going to the black-owned market on the corner, right, and buying black candy bars. Well, I'm gonna say circulating black dollars mean as a black company, we have black clients that pay us, they serve us, and then we take those dollars and we pay black people. Another circulating the black dollar we ain't never talking about.
Facts. Yeah, I love that. I hope y'all catching these gems. I hope y'all caught that cash flow quadrant gem. Of going through the quadrant of like employee, self-employed, true business owner to professional investor. Not necessarily I just bought a share of Amazon, which is great, you know what I mean, but like a real professional investor, there is a difference. So I want to talk about something that we love. It may ruffle some feathers, not seriously, but tell me why this is so important. Paid traffic. And why,
Man,
why
nah,
you handle it organically.
It's big, right? So people always ask about, traffic and how can I get more business? To get more business, you need more leads. And that's a real thing because most entrepreneurs I see that are failing and unsuccessful because they literally just don't have enough people in front of their offers. So they might have a great product or service, but they just don't have enough people to buy it. So when they break down to it, then they say, all right, we can do it organically, we can build it, we can borrow it, connect with other people, we can buy it. But most people just don't do enough organically anyway. So if you're gonna hold the banner for I'm going to do it organically, I'm gonna build it on my own, that means you gotta be doing stuff. That means you gotta be doing all the live streams, you gotta do all the reels, you gotta do all the posts, you gotta do all of the everything, right? You gotta do all the pieces because it's literally gonna take all that for you to get in front of enough people, and then still gambling whether you can get in front of enough people or not, because the algorithm is changing every single day. Facebook getting a little bit tighter. Instagram getting a little bit tighter. You're like, well, Lamar, TikTok is wide open for now. But right, inside the TikTok headquarters is a whiteboard somewhere, and that whiteboard got that number written on it.
Right.
And whenever the users or the engagement time, whatever it is, hit that number, they're going to flip the switch and say, hey, you know what? Now it's time to monetize, and now it's time to shut down everybody's reach and make them pay us. Like that book has already been written. We already know exactly how this movie ends. So if you're gonna do it organic, you better go hard. Most people don't go hard. But in lieu of that, right, I'm about that paid traffic, because paid traffic is the water fountain. I start, paying money and the water cut on, and then leaves start coming out the faucet. As soon as I, stop the money, right, I cut the faucet off and everything dry up. So here's one of the things, and a lot of people don't get this, but hopefully you will as you grow and scale your business. As you grow and scale your business, the most important thing in your entire reach, right, between your business, your life, your personal life, your family, everything, will be time. I want to repeat that. It will be time, right? And what you'll realize is that if you got the money, right? If you got the money, you can always make more money. You can't always make more time. So that's why me, right, I'm a paid traffic guy, Because literally, right, I said this the other day in a post. I was joking, but I was serious. You might see the post. But literally, I can cut the traffic on, start getting people signed up, start getting people registered for my free challenge. We got a challenge next week. Start getting people to come to see me at an event or come to the conference, right? And I can walk away. And I can know it's going to get in front of people every single day. It's going to move, it's going to move, it's going to move. And I can go do other things that I need to do in the business. But I know I got lead generation, and I know I'm getting customers and I'm acquiring customers. Now, I got to look at what's the cost I'm doing it at. I got to make sure everything works on the back end, all those different pieces. But I can get in front of the people I need to get in front of. And it's not taking all of my time in order to do it. Like, that's the main reason, right? And I'm telling y'all, it's like a lot of product and service-based people on here, especially service providers. Like, time is important.
Definitely.
Time is important. So I'm not saying don't do organic, but I'm saying organic is part of the strategy, not the whole strategy. And if, like Lamar, I don't have the money or the opportunity to do or to pay for these things. What's the other things you're paying for? Because probably something else, right? The same person I don't have the money for that. What I see is they pay for something else 5 or 6 or 7 months. And then by month 7, I'm like, man, if you could have just put that same money in advertising, you would have had way more reach, way more people on your list, way more opportunity. You could have made way more money. Your business would have been stabilized by now.
Did y'all catch that? Let me know if y'all caught that. If you did, please drop like a emoji, like a gem emoji or something, a fire emoji or something. Like, I hope y'all caught that, because everything he said is spot on. And you know me, I love paid traffic, not just because as an agency we run ads for other clients and definitely help them grow and scale using paid traffic, but I got skin in the game as well. You know, I spend a good amount of money literally every month to Facebook and Instagram and so forth, of actually getting my, you know, ads in front of people and just retargeting people and trying to get my leads and customers as well, you know, not just as an agency, like I said, doing it for other people, but actually doing it for myself as well. So just a couple more questions, because I know you're very busy. Let you get back to your busy day. Now, definitely want to talk about the wealth piece, you know, because the goal is not just to make money in the business. You know what I mean? The goal is to actually money that you make to transition into wealth and assets and, you know, stuff like that. And definitely want to talk about what you coined as ABC. You know, always be closing. You know, definitely talk about that, and, you know, from what you can share about acquiring properties and stuff like that. And I'm actually excited tonight. I actually meant to tell you the other day, but I'm in the process of actually getting my first property, multifamily property. We had one under contract, and then it fell through, and inspection wasn't right and stuff like that. So we back out looking, you know, for the right deal. But I'm, you know, definitely very close. You know, shout out to everybody helping me with that. So very soon I will be announcing my first property, and going to be a multifamily that I am going to be acquiring very, very soon. But definitely, you know, want to get your take on that and ABC and just turn everything that you make into wealth.
No, I mean, that's a great question. One of the things that I learned and I had to figure out, right? And I'm glad we have, it's like, it's important that you're doing these conversations, because hopefully people can learn from others that you bring in, so that way they don't have to learn everything the hard way like I did a lot of times in business. But one of the most important things that I learned, right? Let me know if everybody watching, let me know if this makes sense. Is that I got like real good at making money. But what I figured out is that the education I needed to make money was different than the education I needed to build wealth. And from the outside, right, before I got there, it seemed like they'd be the same things. Like, seemed like, oh, if I know how to make money, I'm building wealth. But what if I told you that making money is not building wealth? They're two totally different things, right? That's why we see so many people that can make a lot of money and they lose a lot of money. That's why we see people that make a lot of money, but they still die broke, right? But when you talk about wealth, wealth is a whole different education, a whole different philosophy. When we talk about wealth, we got to study and be able to dig into how do we build it. Then once we build it, how do we actually preserve it to make sure we don't lose it, right? Or give it away. And whether that could be family, that could be friends, that could be the government, right? That could be whatever. How do we make sure we don't actually give it away? So we build it, we preserve it. Then after we preserve it, how can we make sure we pass it down so that when we're no longer here, all of the work that we did, the sacrifice we made, because guess what? Building these businesses we talk about is a sacrifice. Generating wealth, right, is a sacrifice. But you want to be able to pass it down and have it passed down in a way that's protected, so that the sacrifice you made wasn't in vain, and then others can benefit from the way that you want them to actually benefit from it, right? By laying that out through your estate plan and pieces like that. So when we look at it, like most entrepreneurs you're working with, in the mastermind, you've seen them, and you want them yourself, right? They come in, they start growing, they start making more money. Then when you start making more money, you got to figure out what to do with the money.
Exactly.
Then you got to figure out, like, hey, how can I make sure legally that I'm not, paying tax? I'm only paying the taxes that I have to pay. Most people overpay taxes. And the primary people that overpay taxes is middle class people, right? And I probably say people of color.
Yeah, definitely.
If we being real. Let me know in the chat if we can be real or not. If we can, drop, something down there for me, lemon comment, type of one, something we can be real. So since we know that people of color, since we know that the middle class, right, the people that work the hardest pay the most in taxes, we want to make sure we pay just what's legally required, right? And we ain't tipping. We'd add no tips in there. So we got to get clear about what we're doing. So then that means that even though I knew a lot, and I spent years and years studying how to make more money, then I had to put the same effort in studying how to build, how to protect, and how to preserve and pass down the wealth. And it was a different thing, right? So then when I got into real estate, like I had to figure out and learn as much as I could about real estate. How did I do it? Well, in business, I found out the hard way after years and years of spinning my wheels that I had to get connected with somebody who knew more than me. So on the real estate side, I got connected with somebody who knew more than me. In business, I realized that I had to build relationships. So on the real estate side, I started building relationships, right? On the business side, I realized I had to get around people that were pointed and directed in the same position, going in the same direction. In real estate, guess what? I've been doing the same thing. So whether it's real estate, whether it's investing, no matter what it is, it's getting clarity around those pieces. And I will just say like this, just like in business, it's a lot of similarities. Just like in business, same thing with wealth. It's a million ways to win. In business, somebody will say, well, you know what? Only way you can make money is low ticket. You'd be crazy doing high ticket stuff. Right. It's so easy to convert people. What's your conversion rate on that $20,000 thing you got, right? But then it's another person that'll say, you crazy to not sell a $20,000 thing. Why would you waste all your time working with all those people, dude? Guess what? What if I told you you can make money with low ticket and high ticket? You can make money going one-on-one over volume, 1 to many, right? It don't matter. Same thing with wealth, right? You can make money through investing. You can make money through real estate. You can make money inside of real estate a million ways, right? Wholesale, buy and hold, fix and flip, multi-family. Like, it's a million different ways, but it's all about getting education. Once you get education, you can figure out the way that's best for you, the path that's best for you. Then we can get to the money, we can grow the money, we can protect the money, and we can pass down the money.
Man, I love that. When he said that he was going to be dropping gems today, he definitely meant that. I just want to check the chat. Shamir says the network is your net worth. Absolutely. Shout out to DJ Cento who just joined. Cento. Diana says facts, just overpaying taxes because they're uneducated. And Diana is my real estate agent. So those of you that need an agent, if you're in the tri-state area, she also works outside the city as well. So definitely connect with her. So yeah, I don't got too many more questions. I know you got to get back to your busy day. So definitely let people know, of course, how they can connect with you. I know you have a challenge coming up. You can talk about that, other like mastermind, whatever you want to share. And if you can let me know how much time you got to take, it maybe a few questions. But of course, how can people connect with you or get into the challenge or whatever, all the greatness that you're doing?
Sure. Yeah, well, I got a few minutes. So if anybody got a question, they can drop me in the chat, and we definitely can take a couple of those, Ryan, before I bounce. But again, right, you can find me on Instagram here, right? Make sure you follow me at Lamar Tyler, and also our Traffic Sales and Profit page is at Traffic Sales and Profit is the handle. So make sure you get me there. Make sure you find me on Facebook. We got a free Facebook group, over 40,000 purpose-driven Black entrepreneurs, Traffic Sales and Profit with Lamar Tyler. And then two big things, right? Next week, we're starting our challenge, tspchallenge.com, and I'll drop that down in the chat. You also can just find it in the link in my bio as well. But tspchallenge.com will get you to our 5-day more sales challenge to show you how to get more sales in your business, right? And how to get higher conversion just all in the course of 5 days. It's totally free for you to join, and we get started on Monday night at 8 p.m. Eastern time. And then last but not least, right, I'm going on tour with one of Ryan's people, Marketing by Monray out here. We're doing 4 cities, Atlanta, DMV, right? We're coming to National Harbor. Then we're doing Chicago and Houston with our Watch the Throne tour. 2 marketers together to show you how to build massive community, how to engage that community with content that got them in and keeps them in, and then how to turn that into cash flow. We got 4 cities. You can go to Monray and Lamar.com. That's in my bio link as well.
Love that. And I just got to ask you, man, why Philly not on there? And I'm playing.
Yeah, right. You know what, man? I don't know what's up with y'all up there, man. Y'all need to support the family a little bit more. It's better. I will give you better though. It was a long time, but this was you.
Right.
And the events, Brian be sitting in the corner in the back. Be like, what's that brother in the back? Now you got a few friends, right? Let's be kind of vocal in the front, you know. But y'all coming up. But what I will say is, I feel like y'all was about to crack the list, but man, them people from South Carolina, I don't think they're trying to let y'all in.
Yeah, I know.
I'm just saying, Ryan. I'm just saying.
No,
Look, we can chat about it here.
but definitely shout out to the tour. Shout out to Monterey if anybody can tag her or whatever. But yeah, if anybody has any any questions, feel free to drop it down or use the Q&A box. Lamar said he got a few minutes. So I strongly suggest, shout out to Monterey, just joined, talking about you, sis. So if anybody got any questions, feel free to drop it down, use the Q&A box. This is your opportunity to ask this man questions. After that, you know what I mean? It's going to be not the easy to just pick his brain and get a question answered. So I highly suggest
Right.
that now.
People send me questions. That joint be ending up in that little other page.
Right.
I don't see them joints. If we're not connected, this is your opportunity.
Right.
They slide in that third inbox. I don't even go in that third inbox.
Right.
Gotta stay out of there. I don't like it in there, man. There be a whole lot of people asking me if they can do my PR for $5,000.
Yeah.
People ask about, look, I go in that third box. Y'all, get your question in now, because I go in that third box, ain't nothing there. but PR, somebody gonna give me my blue check on Instagram.
Crypto, anything like that.
Right. It's nothing good happens in that third box. So get your question in now.
All right. So Jay Burton Jr. says tips on white labeling.
Yep. So white label is a great opportunity. People that don't know, right? There are companies out here that will sell their product or service, right, to you and let you just put your branding on top of it. So a lot of people don't know that. I'm glad he asked that. A lot of people don't know it. So it happens with products all the time, right? One of my mastermind family, right? Melody Bachman, right? Private label insider, question like in the beauty industry, with helping people that want to pick private label brands and create their own packaging and product out of it. But at the same time, a lot of people don't know there are service-based companies that do the same thing as well. It's service-based companies in marketing, it's service-based companies in graphic design, it's service-based companies in courses, all different types of things that will literally do the work and let you just go out and sell it, package your brand around it, and then you can make money from it. So I think it's a great opportunity. What I would say is make sure whoever you are working with, right, you vet them out. So if it's a product-based company, I want to make sure, hey, what's the quality of this product? I want to make sure, hey, how are you fulfilling this product? Because the worst thing you can do is go out and be selling something. Same thing with a service-based white label. If I'm going out and selling something, the last thing I want to be thinking about is making sure that they take care of my people the right way. So I definitely think it's a great opportunity. You should look into it. Like I said, if you're in product-based, check out Melody Bachman, Private Label Insider. And, you know, it's a great opportunity. I say jump on it.
Yeah, definitely.
Like I said, it's a white label expo in New York City next month. I love it.
Make sure y'all jump on that. Shout out to Melody. I did do a live with her as well, so y'all want to check that out. And also, something that you talk about a lot as well, for the fitness brands, there's a lot of money that they're leaving on the table. Like, you can get into supplements and all that type of stuff, and I don't see enough of them doing that as well. Shamir said, most important wealth building tip during a recession.
Most important, that's a good one, right? I say a few things, right? Look for opportunity. Always, Ryan probably heard me say this a million times, right? Wherever there is crisis, there's opportunity. I'll repeat myself. Whenever there's crisis, there's opportunity. For the average person, whenever there's crisis, they get scared, they go in the corner, they ball up. But when you see the market drop, it's like wealthy people get excited. You know what I'm saying? Like when the housing market went out, it was wealthy people that got excited because they said, hey, it's a whole lot of stuff about to be on sale. So know that if I go into it knowing that whenever there's crisis, there's opportunity. And whenever there's crisis, there's also a transfer of wealth. Then I go into it with a different mentality. So instead of going into it with fear, I'm trying to go into it to make sure that I'm ready to pounce on opportunities and ready to make sure that I can take advantage of everything that kind of comes that I'm ready for. So, hey, guess what? If something happens in the housing market, I'm ready to make my real estate plays now because it's opportunities now that wouldn't have been there before, right? If I'm ready to try to get into the markets, when the stock market go down like they are now, guess what? It's coming up. We don't know when, but it's going to come back up, right? So it's opportunities for me to get in now where like a year ago, prices may have been too high for me to do a lot of things. So just keep that in mind. Crisis, opportunity. Crisis is going to be a transfer of wealth. It's time for us as black folks to put ourselves in between that transfer of wealth and get some of that money.
I love that. And there's a lot of businesses that you can actually acquire as well during that time that may be on sale as well, or people just, in a crisis and want to sell, but you see the opportunity, you can acquire them as well.
That is a great point. You know what? I want everybody to just keep this in mind. It's time to go shopping.
Mm-hmm.
I ain't talking about Neiman. I ain't talking about Saks. I ain't talking about Macy's, Nordstrom, or even Nordstrom Rack. It's about to be time to go shopping.
Facts. Is it worth the risk to gain ground towards collaborating by giving samples of work? I take the risk of putting myself out there and the machine steals from, but turns down my offer to collaborate. Not sure I fully understand that. I guess just giving samples of your work out there.
Yeah. So I don't know if this will directly answer that, but I'll try my best, right? And it may be, if it's not direct answer, hopefully it'll help and help other people watching. I think too many times people are in a place of fear and they can't move forward because they're in a place of fear, whether they know it's fear or not. So people say, well, you know what? I don't want to put my stuff on Amazon because Amazon gonna copy me.
Right.
Right. How many people we seen put stuff on Amazon and then business blow up, right? And then they're like, man, I got like a whole new sales channel.
Shamika can tell you.
Hey, right? Right. So it happen all the time. I see people say, well, you know what? It's people come to me all the time and say, hey, well, I don't want to release my thing because people going, copy it, Lamar, and they go on, do all these things. But I'm like, okay, well, how you ever going to be big if nobody see what you got? Nobody ever see what you selling. Right. If nobody sees what you have. So at a certain point, you got to put it out there. And this is different, but related a little bit. Oftentimes, I feel like when we're starting, if you're new in business, you start your business, man, you got to just get your stuff out in front of people. Right? If you got product, you got to get your product in people's hands. If you got a service, you got to go out there and do the service with people. I mean, too many times I know everybody's telling you, to charge your worth and to know your worth, man. Like when you start out, a lot of times you ain't worth nothing. Let's be real. You ain't worth nothing.
Facts.
Nobody want to have this conversation. Nobody want to be real, right? Like you ain't done nothing. You ain't like you have self-worth, but your business ain't worth nothing. The best way you can show people that it's worth something is by getting in the hands of people, make people raving fans, get people on board with you, to support you, to champion you, to go out, to give you reviews, to give you testimonials, all those different pieces. But too many times, again, like people just so scared and they locked in and they're afraid that, somebody's going to see it, somebody's going to do it, right? I love it. A minute ago, Shamika said, ain't nothing new under the sun. Exactly. So many times somebody came to me and said, you know what, such and such, they stealing my idea. And in my head, I'm thinking, man, that idea ain't new.
Right.
I seen that idea 50 times in the last 10 years. Like that idea ain't new, right? So literally, like what is new is how you want to approach it. What is new is how you brand it. What is new is like what you bring to the marketplace. And most of the time, if something is brand new, tell you the truth, a lot of times the first person to do it ain't the person to blow it up anyway.
Right, exactly.
You want to spend most of your time educating people on what it is and why they even need it in the first place, right? And the second and third person, once you do all that work, will come in and blow it out behind you. So the goal is not for you to be the first. The goal is for you to be the best. The goal is for you to be the biggest. The goal is for you to be the most paid, right? That's the type of things we should focus on.
I love that. All right, last question. This is an easy one, I guess. Where can I find information on taxes for a new business owner?
Where I would say information is a few places, right? First of all, inside Traffic Sales and Profit Group, we got information, we got access, we got answer questions. Go to Facebook, Traffic Sales and Profit with Lamar, right? Make sure you're jumping in and get a hold of it. Next thing I would say, right? Me and Marketing by Monterey, we're going on tour. We're doing 4. If you're in one of these cities, right? I don't do events for this price. Let's be clear about that, right? This is like a hook 'em up price. It's like a friends and family deal we do it, right? But we coming out to 4 cities because we want to get out and touch the people. We want to train the people, right? We say, hey, we were having a conversation. We say, hey, you know what? Let's like do something joint together and get out on the road and touch some people. So that's what we're doing, right? MontereyandLamar.com. The link is in my bio. But we never done nothing for this price. I never done nothing for this price. Well, I have done something, but it's probably been like 2016, 2017, so I've done something for this price. This stuff don't happen. But we're going out because we want to touch people, want to impart people, and give them information. So that's a great part. If you get to one of those 4 cities, Atlanta, the DMV, Chicago, or Houston. And then I also would say Just join the group. Like I said, everything's in the Facebook group. Join the group, become part of the community. We got you.
All right, man. All right, so shout out to Propel Gang in here. So yeah, man, I definitely appreciate you just coming on and having this conversation. If you got any final last words for the people, feel free to share them. But I definitely appreciate you just coming on and just sharing so many gems with the people.
Hey, what I would say is get going, execute, right? Take action. You know, I mean, too many people got like these great ideas, but they do nothing with them. So it like literally doesn't matter like what your idea. People say I got a new idea. It don't matter. I like really don't care. I don't get excited about ideas. What I get excited about is how you actually execute and take action. And you know, right all the time we do, you know, big events. I don't care how many notes you got. It does not impress me.
Right.
What can you actually do and implement? Because in all the reasons you have why you don't implement mean absolutely nothing to me. The same thing that's holding you back from moving forward is the same thing as propelling the next person next to you to do all the things, right? So you saying like, hey, I can't do it because I got school in the evenings. The next person saying, I got to do it because I got school in the evenings and this is the only way I can make a way. Well, I can't do it because I work a lot of hours. The person next to saying, well, I got to do it because I work a lot of hours and I want to change my lifestyle. You know, you say, well, I can't do it because I got kids. The next person said, I gotta do it because I got these kids, right? so literally, man, you gotta like put the reasons away. Reasons sound like excuses to winners. So you gotta be very careful about these reasons and these thoughts and these things that you tell yourself. And then make sure you get around like-minded people. Make sure you get around people that's going in the same direction as you. They have the same dreams, hopes, and aspirations as you. And then make sure you take action, you get the education, and you find success. That's all I got.
I love that, man. Execution is all that counts. Mic drop. So again, Lamar, definitely thank you so much for coming on. I appreciate it. I actually be back in Atlanta tomorrow, so I'll probably see you there tomorrow. But yeah, man, I appreciate you for just coming on, dropping so many gems, man. Greatly appreciate it, man. Thank you.
No problem. And y'all, look, if you see Ryan in Atlanta, y'all don't be letting him eat crab cakes down here. Brother come to Atlanta, eat crab cakes. Y'all, somebody from somewhere with some water tell us, brother, Atlanta is not the crab cake capital, man.
I'm going to try that.
I appreciate it, man. Congratulations on being so consistent with this thing. I always see you on live doing it all the time. I'd be like, man, I want to do Instagram lives like that. But the one time I did it, Monray started mocking me in the chat. So, you know, I just left it alone. It ain't never been the same after that. Her and the mob was mocking me in the chat. So I tried to stay out here. But, man, congratulations on what you're doing. Congratulations on the growth, on the branding, on the trademarks, right? Everything around the funnel doctor, man. And love seeing you make moves. Man, I'm waiting for you. You got to meet me on that stage, brother.
Yeah, I know. Listen, that's all I've been thinking about. That's all I've been thinking about. You already know. Seriously. All right, man. Well, yeah, I appreciate you, man. Hopefully, you know, we can connect when I get back down to Atlanta. But everyone have a wonderful day. If you're not in TSP, make sure you join. You can catch the replay. I will save it. Everyone have a great day.